And we're back, and we've been talking with Dr. Addo in Tampa, Florida, about the situation about money. Okay, I know we all want to know about money, and he's telling us that almost $2 out of every $10 bill is being spent on health.
The pandemic have actually changed the way that people in the world now are going to rename the GDP, or the gross domestic product, into something else, because now they're going to turn it into, like in China, they're going to refer to as gross ecosystem product.
We have a phone call. We have a phone call.
Well, let's check out who is on the phone with us. Salam alaikum. Wait a minute. Hold it. Salam alaikum.
Alaikum salam.
Wa alaikum salam rahmatullah barakatuh.
My name is Habib. I'm from Fredericton, New Brunswick, Canada.
Habib, I love you. Habibi. MashaAllah.
Actually, I do the video editing for this show after it's aired.
Oh, I know who you are, Habib. We love you. Seriously, we do love you. You have a question for Dr.
The question for the doctor is, and keep in mind, I live in Canada where we have universal health care.
Okay.
And, you know, when I'm sick, I just, you know, go to the hospital or I go see my doctor. I don't worry about the cost. Unlike the United States, if people get sick, and depending on the severity of their sickness, they're either spending a lot of money. You know, it's like, okay, do I take care of myself or do I pay my rent? It's like, how do I live? So what I want to ask the doctor is, how can we help these people with this problem and convince the government that universal health care is the way to go?
That's a good question. Doctor, how can we convince the government of the United States, I feel like I'm already wasting my breath, how can we convince the government of the United States that universal health care is the way to go?
Actually, that's a very good question. And things are moving, like I was going to say, to globalization, you know. And I know the current system is unsustainable because you have, on the consumer side, when people go get sick, they go into bankruptcy. As a matter of fact, number one cause of bankruptcy in the United States is unpaid, get rid of bad habits, alcohol, tobacco, vaping, you know, all the drugs and toxins that people take and inhale, and that adversely affect their system. And let's invest in nutrition, because we know most of the diseases are originated from bad, poor diet that are not nutritious, high calorie food, and also adapt healthy lifestyles like increased physical activity and, you know, walking, exercising, and stress management, because now mental disease is on the rise. And there hasn't been really any effort, you know, I would say concerted effort to coordinate the mental health care with, again, emphasis on prevention and mental well-being, and also improve the way that, you know, rather than here, take a pill, and that should take care of it, because that's not going to get us anywhere. The acute care, you know, you get sick, you get cold, okay, we're going to give you this antibiotic, but don't look into the immune system, the nutrition, bad habits that would depress the immune system, will lead them to pneumonias and getting to the hospital and so on. So it's like a revolving door, and eventually everything will crash in this model. But if we adapt the new model, which is basically invest in healthcare, and then according to this new definition that China is adapting now, instead of saying GDP, gross domestic product, we're going to turn it into gross ecosystem product, GEP, which is a total value of this ecosystem of goods and services that is supplied to human beings for their well-being. So it is not about the cost that we all look for, but about the production of health as a new narrative for healthcare, and that's what really we have to consider that, and as an investment. You put an investment, just like right now we talk about the investment in infrastructure, in roads and bridges in America, and so on and so forth. We have to invest in the healthcare with the prevention and wellness to really prevent chronic diseases and prevent this huge cost in healthcare. And that should be like the main priority. Improve nutrition. People get rid of those food deserts, like we discussed before, where there's 30 million Americans live in places where there's no access to fresh fruits and vegetables. It's really crazy, to mention these basic facts, but that's the reality. That's where the factories of diseases is happening, and that provides customers to hospitals and so on, and people clog their arteries, go to procedures, and then go and have cancers and and procedures and so on. But that it's like passing the buck. That can no longer sustain itself, whether for the patients or for the economy. Now that we know that's interconnected, and there has to be a complete change and a complete overall a new vision for healthcare, not only in the United States but around the globe.
Habib, is that answer your question?
Yes, to a point. And you see, when you're looking at healthcare, you also got to look at homeopathic remedies as well, and even things like eating raw onions. Like my mother always swore by this. When you're coming down with a cold, to eat a raw onion and mustard sandwich with a little bit of pepper on this and some salt, and this would help cure a cold. The other thing that she always recommended is to gargle with a bit of salt and water.
Now,
that helps
clear.
You just put a little bit, but it's just enough to clear the mucus out of your throat.
That one Habib, I grew up with that. I grew up with that salt water gargle thing, and that works. But that raw onion with mustard and pepper, no, man, come on, are you serious?
Actually, we've been saying this all.
You got to understand, my family grew up on this.
Did it work?
I'm 63 years old.
Oh, yeah? You're just a baby to me,
Okay, so
and
there's
it's
only
okay.
like 17 years in the difference of our age.
But Brother
Right.
Habib, we've been saying this all along in the show. Like, for instance, the salt and water gargle is very important. Get rid of early coronavirus when it's still in the throat. That if you don't have apple cider vinegar, they're both.
Yeah,
they're
but
both
the
effective.
onion and the mustard, come on, man. Are you serious?
I would caution. You got to be very careful on what's being used. I know we discussed black seed, ginger, honey, lemon. All this part of it actually comes straight from the Prophet, our beloved Prophet Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam, his teachings of the prophetic medicine and things that work and have been working for centuries and safe and no contraindication. No wonder.
Real quick, you have to say Salam Alaikum so somebody else can call.
Okay. Well, don't worry, because it's set up that I have multiple calls. But don't worry. Habib, we thank you so much for calling and for a very intelligent question. I don't think I'm smart enough to figure out what actually we all said, but hey, that's cool. It's great to hear your voice. Thank you for... Assalamu alaikum, caller. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Adnan, St. Louis, Missouri.
Adnan in St. Louis,
Adnan.
huh?
Adnan.
Adnan in St. Louis, Missouri.
Yeah.
All right. Do you have a question for one of the doctors?
Yeah, I have the COVID twice, and right now I'm supposed to take the shot. I have to take antibody test, or I can just take the shot.
Okay. Who wants to answer this question?
Can I hear her?
Adnan, she's asking the question that she has had the COVID virus 2 times already, and I didn't even know you could have it twice. But anyway, then she's asking, ask your question again so they can hear you. This, the last part of it. Do you need to do what?
Do I have to take the shot right now, or I have to take the test of antibody?
The test for the antibodies or the vaccination.
Okay, sister, if you already had it twice, then that raises a concern about the immune system health. And to be very honest with you, you got to check for diabetes. You got to check for if you are on steroids.
I have rheumatoid arthritis.
Rheumatoid arthritis.
So the medicine you're taking most likely for rheumatoid arthritis is depressing the immune system, and it's causing for you to have repeated infection. The best way, sister, from Adnan, from now moving forward, inshallah, to strengthen the immune system, you got to take black seed every day. You got to take lemon, honey, ginger, and stay half an hour at least in the sun.
My tea. Lemon, honey, ginger, clover, that is my tea.
And if you can stop the medicine, for rheumatoid because it's killing your immune system and it's causing you to be.
I stopped, doctor. I stopped 4 months ago, 3 months ago.
Okay.
Because I cannot even stand up that time. But right now I'm doing good, alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah, because the harm now is and exercise and eat, fresh fruits and vegetables, all this stuff we've been saying all along. Inshallah, that will boost your immune system to the point that you will never get infection again. The answer is not, vaccinations and more shots and all that. The answer is rebuild and strengthen the immune system. Inshallah.
Yeah, I'll interject in here too.
Yeah, Dr. Sultan has something. Dr. Sultan, go ahead.
Yeah, because this comes
a little bit louder, doctor, because we can't hear you.
Okay. So this is an autoimmune disease. Rheumatoid arthritis is an autoimmune disease. And our practice is environmental allergy. We look for these kind of diseases from the environmental point of view, because many times you will find that you may have hidden, not obvious, hidden food sensitivities, chemical sensitivities. You may have nutritional deficiencies like various mineral deficiencies or hormonal problems like thyroid, etc.
Vitamin D deficiency, doctor.
Vitamin D deficiency, doctor.
Yes.
Asking our doctors for advice for some of the questions that all of us have. And that particular question was a very particular one for the one who has already a compromised health system. Or maybe it's an unhealthy system, I guess maybe we should say, huh? So,
autoimmune.
Yeah, the immune system is screwed up. All right, there you go. So I would like, what can somebody do to hold on to their health, the immune system in a healthy way? What do I really need to go walking around? Do I really need to give up fatty foods, or can I just gradually stop smoking, or what if I take a lot of drugs for this all prescription stuff, but like you said, it might be compromising my immune system? What should I do?
Actually, stop all toxins. That's number one.
Stop all toxins. Okay.
The minute you mentioned rheumatoid arthritis, that's a red flag for immune system.
Rheumatoid arthritis is a red flag.
That's what she mentioned she has.
Oh, and yeah.
That happens, not infrequently with joint inflammation and sometimes destruction and so on. But then the treatment is worse than the disease in a lot of these medications that really wipe out the immune system. or what's left of it, and then sometimes you have these toxic medications, and then on top of on this cytotoxic medications, it's like almost close to chemotherapy. And then you add on top of that a little steroids because of the joint inflammation, then you have no immunity left. That's why she had it twice. She had coronavirus twice in spite of the vaccination. So the answer is not vaccination alone. The answer is not, just keep on getting shots in the arm. The answer is to, number one, do no harm. So if the medication are destroying the immune system, which a lot of them do, by the way, for rheumatoid arthritis and autoimmune diseases, get rid of it, stop it. And then after that, strengthen the immune system naturally, and then stay away from all the bad habits and toxins. And that is the only way. There is nothing else out there that will protect, people. And
Yusuf Estes, and I'm looking for something. Actually, I'm looking for someone. Is that someone you? I want Dawah Partners, and you can be my Dawah partner right now. It's real easy. Just go to dawahpartners.com, sign up, and join me. There are 3 things that I would like for you to be able to do. Any one of them or all of them. Beautiful. Number 1, you will make dua. So you can be our Dawah partner, even if you don't go to the website, but I hope you do. Number 2, share. Share this message and let other people know about becoming Dawah partners. And number 3, help us financially. Donate on a monthly basis, even if it's small. Allah loves the thing that you do regularly, even if it's small, more than the thing that you do that's really big, but you only do it once. Join me as a Dawah partner. Do it now. Click, 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 click.